the point about the Duchess was she had this amazing ability to relate to ordinary people. She had this aura of importance that everybody assumed, but as soon as you met her, that importance evaporated, and she just became the friendliest person that you could ever have wished to meet. And whatever age of the person she was talking to, from some 90-year-old to a 9-month-old, she had a means of communicating with them and making them feel at home, as if they were the most important people for her at that moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely true.
There was a historic building sort of soiree that was in the painted hall at the main house, and I knew this was going to happen, and we were inviting people along, and I at the time was studying landscape architecture to add to my planning and architecture specialisms, and I'd said to my friends, the gardens at Chatsworth are just amazing. Come along and support this event we're having, because it was a few more people coming and paying, and I'm sure we'll be able to look around the gardens afterwards. So we did all that, and then I went to inquire and found that the gardens were not open, because it was that time they weren't open all year round. And I suddenly felt really embarrassed because I persuaded these guys to come, and I thought, and they were saying, well, look, it doesn't matter, Derek. And I said, well, actually, I know the Duchess, and maybe I'll just have a word. She might just let us go in. So I went, and this was more or less at the end as people were leaving. And so I approached the Duchess and said, explained, and said, would it be possible for us to just go in the gardens? You know, we won't cause any harm. She said, oh, well, please, wait a moment, and I'll see what I can do. So she went off, and we were sort of in the entrance hall, ready to leave, and people getting their coats and things. And then she went across to this person, presumably like her sort of equerry, and there was some heated discussion going on, and then she said, well, I'm sorry, you'll just have to go, send them my apologies. I said, what's all this about? And then she turned around and said, right, come on then, let's go. And she spent 2 hours walking around the gardens, showing us everything. And what was amazing was she knew the name of every plant. She knew exactly, she had basically designed most of those gardens. And we were studying landscape architecture, but we were soaking this in because she knew more about it than we did. And I eventually found out that poor Chesterfield Women's Institute were missing her that afternoon because she decided she was taking us around the gardens.